Ontario's population is expected to grow by millions, attracting the best companies and workers from around the world. We have a responsibility to build Ontario for the next generation of young people, families, and businesses. They deserve reliable and affordable transportation options that get them where they need to go when they need to get there. And they deserve the freedom to choose how they get around world-class regions like the Greater Toronto Area. I commute every single day from Brampton to Mississauga, and let me tell you, the status quo is not an option. Bumper-to-bumper traffic not only increases the cost of the things we buy, but also reduces access to good jobs and forces too many Ontarians to sacrifice time doing the things they love just to get to and from work. That is why our government is investing nearly $100 billion over the next decade in highways, roads, and public transit we need to keep Ontarians moving. While other parties fight to cater to the complaints of downtown elites and put their heads in the sand, let me be clear. This government will never stop building for the future. With that, it is my honor and pleasure to turn things over to Minister Surma. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Sarkaria, and good morning, everyone. Ontarians see it on the roads every single day. The traffic is getting worse and worse. These delays hurt our economy by not getting goods where they need to be on time and make it difficult for families to travel across Ontario. That is why it is so important that our infrastructure keeps up with the substantial growth that we are seeing across this province. And it requires big thinking and bold action. That is why our government is moving forward with the most ambitious capital plan in our province's history by investing more than $190 billion over the next 10 years to build and expand critical infrastructure, including public transit. That's a generation-defining investment. We know that the infrastructure we build needs to continue to meet the demands of the people and deliver what Ontarians need. And they need relief from the congestion on our major roads and highways. Our government knows that we can't stop there and more must be done, in tandem with our historic public transit investments. With that, I'd like to turn it over to the Premier of Ontario, Doug Ford.
Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you, Minister Surma, for that introduction. And it's so great to be here in the great state of Etobicoke today with Minister Surma, Minister Sarkaria, for such an important announcement. Friends, it's no secret. Ontario is growing at a record speed. Last year alone, our province welcomed over 800,000 people, each looking for a better life and economic opportunity. Our government is supporting that growth. With our plan to build, backed by the largest investment in infrastructure in Canadian history, $50 billion to build 50 new hospital projects, $4 billion to bring broadband to every community in Ontario, $16 billion to build and expand schools, and nearly $100 billion to build roads, highways, and public transit. We're widening Highway 401 through Eastern Ontario. We're building new highway interchanges in Windsor and Ottawa. We're building the Bradford Bypass, Highway 7 and 11 widening, Highway 3, and we're getting shovels in the ground on the Highway 413. As we do, we're also leading the largest expansion of public transit in North America. With shovels in the ground on the Ontario Line subway, the Scarborough and Yonge North subway extension, Finch West LRT, the Eglinton Crosstown extension, the Hazel McCallan line in Peel, which we're bringing to Brampton, and ambitious plans to deliver two-way, all-day GO service to more communities in the GTHA. But friends, that's not enough. Ontario is growing too fast, and we need to do more. Even with these projects underway, too many people are stuck in traffic across the GTHA. By 2051, travel times on Highway 401 will double. adding 90 more minutes to commutes. And in just a decade, every 400 series highway in the region, including the 407, will be at capacity. Drivers in Toronto area already spend 98 hours every year stuck in rush hour traffic, when they'd rather be home with their family, spending time with friends and loved ones. Gridlock also costs our economy in the GTHA alone, lost productivity because of congestion, cost. The economy is $11 billion we lose each and every single year. If we don't act now to add extra highway capacity beyond what we're already building and planning, the number of hours lost to traffic will more than triple by 2051. We can't just sit by and let this happen. We need to keep building. That's why today I'm announcing that our government is exploring the feasibility of a tunnel under the Highway 401. This tunnel would serve as a new expressway for both cars in transit, from Brampton and Mississauga in the west to Markham and Scarborough in the east, connecting with major roads and highways along the way. This tunnel and expressway will cut gridlock, support economic growth, and help get people moving faster. And of course, as we promised before, as we put in black and white in legislation, our government won't allow any new tolls on this or any other highway. Through this feasibility work, we'll figure out the best way to get this project done, including initial soil testing along the route, reviewing best practices from other jurisdictions, and getting a clear understanding of how this tunnel can fight gridlock and support the economy. I know this is an ambitious idea, and that some people will say it can't be done, or that we shouldn't even try. But these are the same people who oppose every project, no matter if it's the expansion of Highway 413, the Bradford bypass, doubling the size of our subway. It's no, no, no. Every proposal to get people out of gridlock and get our province moving, they say no. Friends, that includes Bonnie Crombie. She's opposed to everything we've done to make life cheaper and easier for drivers. She was one of the first people to support a carbon tax in Canada and continues to support the worst tax ever, the carbon tax. She said she'd raise the gas tax and take our 10.7 cents a litre away from the taxpayer and bring back road tolls and license plate sticker fees. As Mayor, Bonnie Crombie raised taxes every single year, the highest Mississauga has ever seen. And she opposed building Highway 413 from day one. And as sure as I'm standing here, there's no doubt she'll oppose this plan too. That's not how our government operates. We wake up every day asking ourselves how we can make life more affordable and convenient for everyday people. Today's announcement is a serious plan to get drivers out of gridlock. When it comes to building Ontario, our government is the only one with a real plan to get it done. I want to thank you, and may God bless the people of Ontario. Thank you.
Floor for questions from the media. Please come to the mic and state your name and outlet. Just a reminder, the format today is one question and one follow-up. First question.
Hi, Premier. Jessica from the Trillium. I want to know if you're going to be upfront with people about the potential costs of this so they have a chance to know that information before the next election.
And why wouldn't I be upfront? And we're doing a feasibility study. So the feasibility study will come in and we'll be transparent. But I'll tell you one thing, we're getting this tunnel built.
Okay, I ask why you wouldn't be because you haven't been with the 413 and other projects. If you're going to be upfront with that, will you tell us right now what the projected cost for the 413 project is going to be?
Well, again, as we're moving forward and we're building the 413, we've been pretty transparent on cost, and I'll get the exact number for you, but we're an open book. But the great thing is, we're actually doing something that no other government's ever done. We're building hospitals. We're building roads and bridges and highways, long-term care. We're building schools. We're a government that builds, because many governments before us didn't have the foresight to think of the future and see the population growth that we're seeing.
Hey, good morning, Premier. Colin DeMello with Global
Hi, Colin.
News. So I think a lot of people will be looking at this thinking, okay, he's clearly setting this up for an early election, right? It seems like you're taking a pretty populist bent here, whether it's supervised consumption sites, whether it's bike lanes, or whether it's congestion. If people hate it, Doug Ford's against it, and you're going to solve the problems. So can you tell us, when are you going to call the election?
Well, first of all, Colin, I totally disagree with you because we've been building Ontario for 6 years. We've been getting shovels in the ground on projects right across this province. And this is just another project. And just look behind me, folks. Anyone on the 401, the gridlock is absolutely terrible. Busiest highway in North America. But we're going to give people convenience. And they're going to save time that they can get to work quicker or go home. But to answer the question, this year, there won't be any election in this year.
Okay, so let's talk about 2025.
Yeah.
What is your window for holding an election? We've been told by progressive conservatives that you're looking at somewhere in early spring, possibly May to June. That would be 1 year before the 2026 election. Can you be clear with Ontarians? Are you holding an election in 2025? It is a yes or no question.
Thank you, Colin. But I can't. Oh, buddy, you make me laugh. I can't even keep a straight face. It's a maybe. No, I'm only joking. We're going to continue building Ontario, getting projects done, and just moving forward. So let's stay tuned. But we're going to continue working hard for the people.
Richard Southern, 680 News Radio. Good morning, Premier. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be listening to this. They're already responding to my tweet about it, saying, is the Premier serious? I mean, my question, sir, is your government hasn't been able to deliver a light rail line on Eglinton on time. Are you serious about building a tunnel under the 401, sir?
Oh, I love this, Richard. Here we go. Okay, this is what we have done. 6 years ago when I came into office, we had a plan to double the size of transit. People like you, Richard, said it couldn't be done. Guess what? We're doubling the size of transit. We're adding 33 subway stations as we speak right now, and it's going really, really well right across the province where expansion Go service. People said you couldn't build hospitals. We're building 50 sites across the province. Actually, right here, right across the Toronto GTHA, we're building new sites over in Ottawa, down in Windsor, all around the province. So we're getting that done. Said they couldn't build long-term care homes. We're building long-term care homes. So all the negativity, the naysayers, the people that really dislike me or our government, they'll always say no. I say yes. Proof is in the pudding. We're getting things moving. We're getting shovels in the ground, 413. Watch this spring. You'll be seeing dirt fly all over the place. And we're a government that gets it done. As much as you don't like it, Richard, we're getting the job done.
Nothing to do with me, Premier.
Oh, it has something to do with you, my friend. But go ahead. Next question, please.
I'm wondering if you can expand on your idea here. Are you envisioning a tunnel the entire length of the 401 or just certain sections? Tell us what your idea is, sir.
Well, again, from Brampton to Mississauga all the way out to Scarborough and Markham. That's a feasibility study. We'll study, take a look at it. And this is something we're going to get done. We have the skill set. We have the skilled trades right here ready to go. We have great unions like LiUNA and the carpenters and the plumbers and everyone else that is excited about this project. LiUNA actually has a training center just for tunneling alone. And we're tunneling experts now. We've tunneled kilometers and kilometers of subway, and this is not going to be any different. It will be one of the world's longest tunnels, one of them.
Morning, Premier. Rob Ferguson, Toronto Star.
Hey, Rob.
Just a few more questions about your Big Dig plan. How would you finance it? It would be one of the largest public infrastructure projects in the world.
Yes.
Probably cost hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars. Where would the money come from that?
Well, I don't think it's going to cost hundreds of billions, but in saying that, we're going to do a feasibility study, look at the cost, and see if we amortize it over a number of years. But it's something that you have to be a visionary. You have to look at the cost of $11 billion a year was costing our economy. Not to mention, how do you put time on people's lives that are stuck in traffic? They dread the 401, driving down the 401. They dread the Gardiner. People avoid going downtown because of the traffic right now. And we're going to do everything we can in our powers to make sure that we make life a lot easier and get goods from point A to point B in a rapid fashion.
So to follow up on that, do you think that there would be room in this tunnel, or do you think it would be a good idea to put a public transit line?
You got it. That's what we're doing.
So that's
in the speech, it was the tunnel and transit. Wouldn't it be great, if we had tunnels going both sides in the middle where we have transit? It'd be spectacular. You gotta think. Well after we're gone, well after when I'm pushing up Tulip somewhere, that road is gonna be around for 75 years, 100 years. The tunnel. So just put a Tulip for me on there somewhere. It's gonna be good. I'm excited about this because I know we can get it done because of the people we have here. It's incredible, and it's going to alleviate just a nightmare amount of traffic there.
Hi, Premier. Lauren O'Neill from 640 Toronto.
Hi, Lauren.
I understand you're exploring the feasibility of building a tunnel. How long realistically do you expect this exploration process to take, and when is the earliest we could see shovels in the ground, let alone, a tunnel opening?
Well, once a feasibility study is given to us, we'll have a better idea, but we want to move this as quickly as possible, get this done and start moving. We'll be doing soil testing along the route, and then the experts will come back and give us an idea of time frame.
And so my follow-up is a recent Ipsos poll showed that more than half of GTHA residents are actually considering moving away from the region due to traffic issues.
Yeah.
That number goes up to 64% for people under the age of 35. What would you say to these people who are so frustrated that they want to move now and maybe don't want to wait for something new to be built?
Well, help is on its way. Too bad the previous governments, and I'm not just saying the last government, previous governments, never thought of this. They didn't think about doubling the size of transit. They didn't think about building the 413. Even though, folks, the 413 was on the plans for 20 years and no government ended up doing it. We wouldn't be in this situation if the governments of the day had a vision, had the foresight to build additional roads. Our population is exploding faster than anywhere in North America. We are the visionaries. We know we can get the jobs done, and we're getting it done as we speak right now.
Hi, Premier. Siobhan Morris, CTV
Hi,
News.
Siobhan.
Do you have a cost associated yet with this feasibility study?
Well, that's why we're having the feasibility study.
No, sorry. I'm asking just to do the feasibility study. Is there a cost associated with that?
We're going out with the Minister of Transportation, and it's going to be internal, right? So people are working already. But we'll get an exact cost. But these are people that work within the Ministry of Transportation and the Ministry of Infrastructure. So it's not that we're going out outside right now.
Okay. You have called it a feasibility study, but your language is that this thing is being built no matter what. How can people have confidence then that the price will be justifying what you're doing, that there won't be environmental damage, all those things, considering you're saying before you've done the research, it's being done?
Well, again, what we're going to do is make sure we do that feasibility study, and we're just a government of action. We're a government that builds, and we're going to continue building, no matter if it's the hospitals or the highways and the roads. But this is costing the economy $11 billion a year. When the population continues to grow by 2051, it's going to double the traffic. It's going to be a nightmare. We're the government that thinks of the future, that's going to build for the future. And we're getting this done like we've gotten other projects done. But you just look behind me. Anyone on the 401, it's a nightmare. You don't have to worry about speed limits on the 401, at least this stretch right here, because you're lucky if you get over 20, 30 kilometers an hour.
Hi there, Lorenda Redikoff with CBC News.
Hi, Lorenda.
Hi. Wondering about another highway project, the 413.
Yes.
In those documents that we obtained, some of the information there, it talks about your government looking into making expropriations of land faster and easier.
Yep.
Why should people be okay with their land being taken for that?
Well, I guess no one's okay when you go in and expropriate it. What I want to make sure that they're treated fairly and they get a proper cost for their property. You know, we have to build. It's simple as that. And we're getting the 413 done in the Bradford bypass and other areas. You can't have a growing population, the fastest in North America, and sit back. It's up to some liberals in the NDP. Let's do nothing. Let's just be stagnant. Let's not build homes. Let's not build highways or roads. They're against everything. Nothing gets done. And that's the reason we're in the situation we're in, because the previous government did absolutely nothing. Zip, zero, zilch. Nothing.
We're still hearing responses to your comments from a couple days ago about homeless people and people who have health issues. You saying that you will take care of people.
Yep.
But we've been hearing for years, you've been hearing for years from people who are on disability saying they're not being taken care of, that it's not enough. So are you going to be increasing disability payments?
Well, on ODSP, we actually increased it by 5%, and then moving forward, the rate of inflation. But I know people on ODSP that will work a few days a week. They're incredible people. My issue is very simple. We have 250,000 jobs available across all sectors. And I know in more densely populated areas like Toronto, GTHA, it's a little easier unless you're way up in the rural area. If you're healthy, a healthy mind, a healthy body, you have to find gainful employment. You have to contribute. We're spending billions of dollars paying people that are healthy to sit at home. I don't want people that may have a mental health addiction or an addiction, a mental health issue, if they have a disability. All in, our government's all in, you're taken care of. The people that are healthy, that are sitting at home watching this right now, go to a fast food chain. Go to Amazon that's building, they have 36 sites in Ontario. They're hiring constantly. Like, get up and contribute to society. We can't keep paying billions of dollars. And 25% on Ontario Works, and I feel sorry for these people, the asylum seekers and the refugees. The government of Canada has to give them a working permit. It's taking 18 months to 2 years. They're living in the apartments up the road here, and they want to work. But guess what? They're costing the taxpayers of Ontario $1 billion. On Ontario Works, 24% of the people are refugees and asylum seekers. And again, these people want to work. They aren't lazy. They aren't sitting there saying, I'm not going to work, I want to collect. It's total opposite. I need a working permit from the federal government, and if we give it to them, we can get them out there working right away.
This will be the last reporter.
Morning, Premier Liam Casey with the Canadian Press.
Hi.
So the Boston Big Dig was announced in 1982, completed in 2007 at a rough cost of about $8 billion for 2.5 kilometers of a tunnel. This, by my math, maybe 50, 60 kilometers from Scarborough out to Mississauga. Do we have any ballpark? Can you give the public any ballpark of cost and timeline?
We're going to do a feasibility study. And the Big Dig, I went through Boston during that time numerous times. It was a nightmare. They had different firms working on it. They had old wires and pipes that they didn't realize. They were hitting frost underneath. That's not going to happen here. We're experts at tunneling, and once a feasibility study comes back, and then we'll move it forward. And I always believe, never take the tunneling machines out of the ground. Just keep tunneling, right? If it means we're doing a part in the next 5-10 years and continue expanding as we go, it's no different than a subway line. You do what you can, and then you expand from there. But get the shovels in the ground and start digging. And that's exactly what we're going to do. And people will be so grateful years down the road when this is complete, saying, thank God we have the tunnel. So Thank you, everyone.
What?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I apologize.
Premier, come on, man.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. I thought you had your second question. Go ahead.
So what's the point of a feasibility study if you already say you're going to do it? Or is there a chance the feasibility comes back and it says it's going to be hundreds of billions, take 50 years, would you pull the plug? Is there a chance you could say no?
Well, that's the reason but you asked yourself that question. It was a good question, by the way. The reason we're having a feasibility study, it's going to determine the length. If they're telling me 30 kilometers is X, 40 kilometers is Y, and 70 or 60 kilometers is another cost, let's take a look at it. That will determine the length of this tunnel. And that's why we're doing the feasibility study. But we're going to get the job done. Mark my words. Just like we got the subways going too.
Thank you. This concludes today's press conference.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you.